Several years ago, 3 years ago, I visited Shimizu Construction Building,
Right.
and they are doing the same thing. Like
Smart buildings with
reduce 80% of energy from
Right.
this building
right.
down to 20% of
Right.
energy consumption. Just exactly like you showed here.
Right. Right. So energy reduction of consumption is of course a very logical first step because if we don't need the energy, then it's already a big step forward. If we then on top of that we can actually start using those buildings to generate energy, then we come very close to
Not
it.
only generate, told me they don't use energy.
Right.
Okay, they don't use energy
Right.
because sunshine just building. They try to control sunshine get inside building.
Right.
So
Right.
things.
Yeah, they have these kind of like the sun catchers where they actually use the heat of the sun to actually heat the building.
Yes, go through the building. Yes, and they try to make an effort. They can do that, but new building is capable. But they have current existing building a lot.
Right,
So
that's a
this
good point. That's a good point. So that there is actually. So how are we going to go through that transition? Because we have an existing stock of buildings. So how are we going to do that? That means that we actually need to retrofit a lot of the buildings that we have already and make them much more energy efficient.
But they told me just renovating the energy consumption is very cost. They need to spend the cost, so very difficult to change.
Right. Right, so they need to do that. I will come back to that because actually that's one of the major things. That
I think I'm astounding issue is China. China is using in winter season. They are encourage them to use, not encourage to use coal, switch from coal to oil.
Right.
So they reduce environmental,
CO2.
Yeah, CO2.
Yeah.
This is, but how they did that? They changed the coal to oil. Gas or
Right.
natural gas.
Right.
I don't know how to do that. It's they spend lots of money. Right?
Yeah, China is spending a lot of money. Well, they have a lot of money, so that's the good news for China. They have a lot of money, and they can make a decision and immediately execute. They don't have to go through all these impractical things that happen when you are in a democratic system. Where you can create legislation and it's being reversed and going back and forth. China has the advantage that they don't have to do
Actually, the most just reluctant to adopting kind of environmental issue is the United States.
Right.
They don't do nothing around.
Right.
Right.
Right. The United States is really lagging behind. Germany is Germany. Europe is very serious. Also, Denmark is a leader. When it comes to renewable energies, we are trying to do our best in the Netherlands. China is very serious about introducing these new
because
technologies.
polluted.
It's polluted. They have an immediate need to do something about this.
Yeah, you can't live there. So heavy polluted.
And also they missed out on the first and second industrial revolution almost entirely. The first, they were a relative economic superpower worldwide. Then they missed the first industrial revolution, and only came in at the end of the second industrial revolution. Therefore, China will have learned its lesson probably, and these kinds of new developments and will be on everybody's radar, not to miss out again.
So, here's a question.
Hi.
What is the motivation or the pressure on the Germany as they can have that resolute action? Whereas it's understandable the Chinese situation is where they're leaving behind on traditional energy system.
Right.
So instead of catching up traditional system is better for them. Much better for them to look for the next generation of the energy.
Right.
The Germany is living up enough on the traditional current supply of the traditional energy. So by what is their motivation to take this action?
For Germany, well, there is, first of all, Germany is very highly dependent on Russia for their oil imports.
Oh.
That is not a good situation for them. They don't want to be dependent on Russia. On top of that, they are also relying quite heavily on nuclear power. And there is a very big awareness of the risks of nuclear power. We had the what was the name of the nuclear power plant in Ukraine? What was the name of the power plant? There was a nuclear power plant that exploded. Chernobyl. Exactly, Chernobyl. When Chernobyl exploded in Germany, that led to heavy protest and a lot of awareness and protest against nuclear power and the dangers of it for Germany. So that's when, politically speaking, the Grünen, the Green Party, became a very big factor, and they have been member of the ruling coalition almost without interruption since the 1980s. So they have a strong political voice, and they put this issue on the agenda. Germany is above average. The German citizen is above average concerned and engaged with these kind of environmental issues, and that has led for Germany to actually adopt these policies. I mean, if you want to, even though you're not the majority, but if the majority needs support from minority parties like the Green Party, and for the Green Party for them to make it worthwhile, because actually the way that it works in Western democracies is that these minority parties, once they become part of the ruling coalition, it's usually not good for their popularity, because when they're in the opposition, they can, almost without an exception, they can count on more votes in the next election. But there comes a time where you want to cash in on your votes, and then you become part of the coalition because you want the power to change things. Now, the biggest parties know that they need to give in. They need to put some of the policies of these coalition partners on the political agenda. Otherwise, they will no longer participate. Now, the Green Party has been very successful in putting the environmental issues on the political agenda in Germany, and that's why already in the 1980s, after Chernobyl happened, it became a very big political movement, and that's why Germany has already started to implement these things. It was not because Mr. Rifkin visited there; it was already happening way before Mr. Rifkin even was thinking about these things, probably.
Okay, so the agenda is only for being sustainable of the keeping energy resources, and also in terms of the diplomacy, they shouldn't be too much reliant on the outside, or expandably they are the thinking some potential the chance to export, to make it industry to be exported.
I think I would say both. One of the reasons why this is happening is of course the dependency upon energy, but it's also because of the political movement and the opportunity that comes with it. So it's starting to and I think it's also like a long-term vision. Germany is a wealthy country. They have lots of money. They are strong, and countries like Germany, they're not cost leaders, so they need to be innovative. And Germany has the industrial power to be a leading nation, but they have to be smarter. They're very much aware of that, and through policies like this, they create awareness. They create collaboration on a higher level, and I think what they're doing is very, very smart, and it makes sense, especially for a country like Germany.
はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日はブーキューブさんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる専門性を持つ英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアーツということと、それからもう一つは孫子の兵を、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後こういうふうな研修をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えると書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成しております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対してもいろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論しております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、V キューブさんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。